Good morning. Welcome to IAS Help Desk. Today we are starting a new series named as Government Schemes Simplified, in which we will discuss about some important government schemes, their salient features, achievements, problems they are facing and the solutions. So hope it will be helpful for the civil services examination. Daily in the newspaper we read about some government scheme. So in the first video we will discuss what do you mean by government scheme, what are its types such as what are central sector schemes and centrally sponsored schemes, who executes the scheme and parameters that makes a scheme successful. So this video will give overall overview about the government scheme. So now moving to the first section, what is meant by government scheme. In a democratic system, people elect their representatives which forms a government and they work for the betterment of the society. So the government schemes are the programs launched by the government for improving the livelihood and providing security for leading a better life. So the government scheme can be in different sectors such as agriculture, industry or social sector. And in this series we will discuss important government schemes in each sector. From the given flowchart, we can see that the schemes are divided as central sector schemes, state sector schemes, and centrally sponsored schemes. Central sector schemes are those schemes which are designed and funded by the central government, and it includes the subjects mentioned in the union list in the 7th schedule. Similarly, the state sector schemes are designed and funded by the state government, and these are on the subjects mentioned in the state list in 7th schedule. And the third category is centrally sponsored schemes. In this, the central government and the state government comes together to implement the schemes related to national development. Further, the centrally sponsored schemes are divided as core of the core schemes. It includes the schemes which are most important for the development of the society and for the social protection and social inclusion. So, if the government has fund, then maximum of the fund will move to these schemes, and it includes the schemes related to scheduled caste, schemes related to scheduled tribes, Manrega, etc. Next category of scheme is core schemes. These schemes comprise the national development agenda and in which central government and the state government comes together, and the funding pattern is in 60:40 ratio. That is 60% of the funds will be given by the central government. However, for the special category states, the ratio is 90:10. Third category is the optional scheme, in which the states are free to implement or not to implement it in the particular region. And the funds for these schemes are allocated by the Ministry of Finance. The schemes under different categories are mentioned in the PDF attached, so a student can see which schemes belongs to which category. Now moving to the analysis part, in which we will discuss whether the centrally sponsored schemes are against the federal structure, why they are needed and what is the legal backing for it. As we all know that India is a federal structure in which the administrative powers of union and state government are mentioned in the constitution. And under the 7th schedule, the union list and state list and concurrent list have been designed on which the subjects are mentioned in which the center and state government can work respectively. But centrally sponsored schemes consist of subjects which are mentioned in the state list, but the center and state government comes together for implementation of it. So now the question arises why they have been designed. In the federal structure, as mentioned in the constitution, the center has been given more revenue generation power than the state government. So the state government does not have that much resources to fulfill the subjects mentioned in the state list. That's why due to vertical fiscal imbalance, central government has come to help the state government. So now what is the legal backing of it? And centrally sponsored schemes have been implemented via Article 282 of the Indian Constitution, which enables the union government to provide discretionary grants even beyond the respective legislative competence. That is, they can move beyond the union list or concurrent list which are related to the public purpose. That's why in the centrally sponsored schemes, the union and the state government comes together for the development of the society. Now the question arises, what are the parameters that makes a scheme successful? Every government scheme moves through a proper planning phase so that it should fulfill few parameters which are important for its success. So the first is it should be politically acceptable, that is the topic or the subject related to the scheme should be constitutional and legal. Second, it should be socially desirable, that is it should be beneficial for the majority of the people and not for particular class. Third, it should be technologically feasible and financially viable so that the wastage of money should be less. And last is it should be administratively doable. Administratively doable concept will be discussed in the next section. So, who executes the scheme? The trained and skilled officers, which consist of permanent executive, are assigned the task of implementing the policies. It usually starts with the government department being given the ownership for the implementation of the scheme. The department then draws a plan of action who will be responsible at the district level, village level, so that the scheme can be moved to the grassroots level, and which sections of the population will be provided the benefits, how it will reach to the people, etc. So the implementation of the scheme is mainly done by the permanent executives which are present at the central, state and grassroots level. So the scheme should be administratively doable, that is it should be feasible by the people to implement it. It means that a scheme should be realistic in implementation and it should not be based on some fancy parameters. So when the permanent executive, that is consists of bureaucracy, implements the scheme, what are the major problems they face? One is that the department responsible for the implementation of a scheme is responsible for other work also. So there is no clear demarcation with respect to how much time should be allocated where. And the second, the head of the department is liable to be transferred anytime. So it is not sure that if one of the head of the department is able to implement the scheme properly, then the next one will be able to replicate it. These are the major issues which our administration faces while implementing the scheme. So what's the solution for this? There should be review and monitoring process through which the management team is able to track the progress, receive and provide feedback at the right time. And it consists of defining the clear roles and responsibilities. That is, for any scheme to be successfully implemented, there need to be clarity about what need to be done, when need to be done, how it need to be done, and there should be proper accountability. The second is there should be proper monitoring of key performance indicators so that the progress of the scheme and the issues they are facing can be tracked properly. And third, it is regularly reviewing progress and giving feedback. That is, the top management should hold regular reviews to evaluate the progress of the department and provide feedback to the officials in the field so that the course correction and the further planning can be done. So these are the basic administrative actions which can be taken. For each of the scheme, there are different problems and different solutions that will be discussed in different videos. These are mainly the administrative problems which are being faced while implementing of the scheme. So in this video, we have tried to give an overview about the government scheme, their types and the parameters which are important while designing a scheme. The student can download the material from the link given in the description box. Thank you.